Hello everyone. Welcome to the Let's Play of Monster Rancher 1. Um, Monster Rancher 1 is the PlayStation 1 game from, as you can see, 1997. This was around the time that Pokemon came out as well. This came out in Japan. Pokemon came out in Japan quite a bit before it came out in America. And it seemed like these things all came out at the same time, and they were all sort of the same thing of, you catch quote-unquote monsters and you raise them. And they all had their sort of unique gimmicks. Monster Ranch's unique gimmick was that you could get a monster from any optical disc you had at the time, and it would come out as, a different monster. I believe there's like 120, 150 some, at least, combinations of monsters in this game. Because this game, before Pokemon, this game had monster breeding. Pokemon didn't get that till the second generation. So this game was a little bit ahead of Pokemon. Like Pokemon, it also had an anime that was pretty good, actually. The anime didn't come out until the second Monster Rancher game came out. But the anime was essentially about the characters in Monster Rancher 1 anyways. Go figure. But yeah, so let's get this started by starting up a new game right here. Hello, I need you to sign here, please. It's the mailman. And my name is gonna be, let's hope this fits. It should. Gespens, because that's my name. Gespens is German for ghost, in case you were wondering. There you are, Gespens. Okay, see you later. Gespens, congratulations, certify you as a monster breeder. Please visit FIMBA first week of April. Signed, the FIMBA. The something International Monster Battling Association. You're here to register, aren't you? Please wait here. Hello, Gespens. Congratulations on acing the breeder's exam. It's a bit slow for me. Good luck. You'll be given an assistant. Oh boy, an assistant, just what I need. Do you know what assistants do? No. For the sake of this, let's say I don't know what they do. Trained to help you breed your monsters and all other regulations. Breeding. Once you get your assistant, you can't make a change. I don't even get a choice either, so. Got it? I guess I do. Well then. Now I'll introduce you to your new assistant. Go get her here. The English in this is a bit funny sounding. But this was, 97. Gespens, this is your assistant, Holly. Well, hello. How do you do? My name is Holly. I have just completed my training to become your assistant. Great, that's what I always needed. A free waifu. Because that's what she does. She takes care of my children, she feeds my children, she cleans my ranch, that's what a wife does, right? But don't worry, I'm well trained and familiar with the basics of breeding. Great! See, I told you, she's a wife already. She knows everything about breeding. Trust me, please. You'll have to excuse her boldness. Well, go to town and get your first monster together. Still sounds weird. I know. Okay, let's go then. Look who's here! Teska! Kind of a funny name. Oh! Ollie! How have you been? I've been great. I've just been assigned to Gespens. Were you now? Gespens, this is my training teacher. He has won the 4 major tournaments many times. It's hard doing these voices. Win all of the official tournaments E through S, and you can enter the 4 major ones too. So, Teska is great, ... That was a long time ago. I'm retired now. By the way, Dispense, did you get your monster yet? Not yet. Holly's also like the voice of me, the player. I don't ever talk. I'm a silent protagonist. And Holly speaks for me, which is kind of interesting. Your first monster is special. Choose wisely. You can get additional unique monsters from your CDs and learn a lot. That's true. And I've got a few CDs that we might get into eventually. Good luck, you two. Thank you. I would have clicked up his voice. And remember to take care of remember to take good care of your monster. Yeah, master. I don't know how to pronounce that really. Bye. No. I don't see him again for a wee while. We must try and be as good as he was. Nice weather. I'm glad to be assisting a nice person like you. I was a little worried. Yeah, well, I'm gonna work you like a slave, so get used to it. And I'm gonna own you forever. It is really it is really a pleasure to meet you, Guestpence. First, let's get you a monster. Yes, gimme. If you want a basic type, go to the market. If you want a monster from CD, go to the shrine. Ask me anything. Press the O button. The O button will bring up the help about any sort of topic. Let's go. Like, oh, what's the market do? Just explains it, you know. The monster will have identical abilities if you get him here. Test yourself versus your friends. So it's like the market is... I'll show you. So you go to the market. There's this dude. You must be the breeder. I'll get you a monster. These are the 3 monsters from the market. I can't remember if they change. They might. There's Dino. Dino's one of the most basic monster types, and is good for beginners. That's true. He's very, just like basically good. There's nothing that complicated about him. He's pretty much just a guy who just like accurately kills people quickly. No, we're not gonna try him. No. There we go. There's Tiger, who is pretty popular as well. He looks pretty cool. He's a wolf. He's got horns. Tiger has high speed but not much power. So Tiger has good dodging. He can move fast and hit more often, but he doesn't hit as hard. And he's not as focused into attack abilities as well as special abilities, which I'll get into when we get into battle more. No thanks. And Suezo's kind of like the hard one. He's pretty easy to kill, but he's also he's basically kind of like an Alakazam. He's very fast and he can hit really hard, and he can also do a lot of things that really like mess you up in battle. He's really technical and he's kind of hard to raise. Also because he's kind of a jerk as well. All these monsters have all different personalities, and Dino's got an easy personality, Tiger's got a medium personality, and Suezo's got a really asshole personality. You can train them properly and then they'll be good either way. It just like depends how they start out. But for the fun of it, we're going to go to the shrine, and I'm going to make a monster from an actual disc. I believe the disc I wanted to use was let's see here. How about a gold game called Jade Cocoon? That's another PS1 game that I actually have the disc for, and that's what we're gonna do here. So this cool thing about this game is turning your CDs, quote unquote, into monsters. I'm going to get into that right here. So in the shrine, you'll be able to generate a monster from any CD that you may have, and I just so happen to have one. Would I like to try? Yes, I would. It's going to tell me to put a CD in the CD-ROM drive. That's what I'll do. And I believe this should work. Sure sounds like it is. What I'll have to do is take my CD out. Oh. here's the big moment. It's a lot easier when it doesn't have to actually read the new Monster Rancher disc. But yeah. So, what kind of monster am I gonna get? Nobody knows. Well, actually, someone does know. I think they cataloged all this. Oh, what is it? It's a it's a golem. That's the guy from the intro that we just watched. That's pretty interesting because he's like he basically is what he looked like. He's a rock. So who's a rock Pokemon? Geodude, Onix. He's basically like them. He's all about defense, and being just immune to damage. Yeah. Wow. What a monster. Good luck racing him. So this will be pretty interesting. I was thinking about picking Dino, the other monster from the intro, but instead I'm gonna be Golem, who was the guy who got beaten. But in real battle, probably would have actually beat that Dino. So I could name him Golem because that's his species name. But I'm gonna give him a real human name. How about let's call him Zach, because why not? This isn't like, and the thing is like all the other monsters you battle, they all have unique names. They don't go by their type names. Also, supposedly monsters can actually speak human language. So according to the anime, they can. So they're not like Pokemon who can only speak their name. And we'll just call him Zach, just for the hell of it. So I'll go about the other things in town. This is the lab. This is where the breeding is. Breeding's really simple. What you do is so monsters don't live forever. And after a certain time they will die. But if you're smart, you're like, okay, this monster's reaching the end of its lifespan. What I want to do is I want to make something out of him later, because he already has high stats and he's got a lot of skills. So if I can combine him with something else, I'll get a new monster I'll get a new young monster that has much boosted stats. So that's just like breeding Pokemon, where you breed your Pokemon to get them higher base stats. And that's what I can do, and I can just show you the freezing. I can also go over Golem's stats right here. Life is health, straight up. Power, physical attack, defense. Defense is defense, period. Is that true? I think so. It might not be true. Intelligence this might be like Pokemon Generation 1, where intelligence was both intelligent, or intelligence was both the attack and defense for itself. But if I'm thinking back correctly, defense, if I'm remembering correctly, which I believe I am, defense is, in Monster Rancher, defense is all, it covers all types of damage. So I've got a real pretty a lot of power. 200 is pretty high, but I'm slow. So ski is for skill, which is your accuracy basically, and speed, SPD is for speed, which is your ability to dodge, and also move around the battlefield. Intelligence is for your intelligence type attacks. Fame is how famous your monster is, which you earn by battling. Loyalty is how loyal the monster is to you, which affects whether or not he listens to you in battle. Because like monsters basically work like traded Pokemon, where if you get a traded Pokemon and it goes above a certain level, you don't have the badge, it won't listen to you. Loyalty is that thing in this game, and style is how you're raising it. Currently, I haven't done anything yet, so it's an even style. I'm gonna freeze him just so I can show you what freezing looks like, and frozen. So now he's safe, so I can do whatever I want with him. But I do want to use him, so I'm gonna revive him. Yeah, let's get him back, and oh boy, I can't wait. And it's alive! Hey, welcome back. He does look somewhat shrimpy right now, even though he's still kind of big. Before I go to the ranch, let's save the game. Right up here. And after that's saved, we can get started on raising Zach over here. Yes, are you going to take Zach to the ranch? Yes, I am. Good luck on raising Zach. Well, you're the one who's going to be doing really all the work. I'm just going to sort of micromanage you. macromanage you. I tell you what to do and you do it. I don't really do anything. Which item? So every month you choose what to feed him, and different monsters have different likes and dislikes. Um, Golem, I believe he probably actually does like potatoes. Um, I don't know if he likes fish. There's only 3 options in this one, and it's pretty simple. It's like potatoes are cheap, drops loyalty. There are certain monsters that actually prefer potatoes, though. Monsters have food preferences. There's fish, which is medium. It's got a medium price, uh, and doesn't upset them or anything. There's meat, which has several effects. It makes them like you more, but it also makes them fatter, which is something you have to balance. You have to balance your monster's weight, uh, because it affects things. But for now, let's just go with fish and see how he feels about that. He's very well. So every week or day, Holly gives me like how much. She gives me a very like verbal, like this is how much energy he has before he has to rest. Um, and I decide what he does up here at the schedule. Let's take a look at his stats and more. Here we go. So I can go over one. This is just his battle record. You know, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't won any. He hasn't ran away. He hasn't been hurt. He hasn't been sick. These are his battle moves. And you know they're just the ones he starts with. Kick, you know, low hit, but you know high damage. This one's got an S rank damage. S is pretty high. Low hit chance, but you know if I hit you with that, you're pretty much dead. So let's go look at what I can have him do. So these are the things you have him work, which is what increases. Working increases his stats and also gets you money. Training is where where you pay for him to go gain a bunch of stats and possibly learn a new move. Battle is battling. That's you know how you gain ranks and earn lots of money. And resting is you know so your monster can rest and not die. If you work him to death, he will die. So let's get some working done. These are all the various things. Cart, you know, increase in power. Hunt, skill, intelligence, forest, guard, logging, life, circus. These are some advanced ones. Earn you more money, but they also decrease the stat when they do it. So they provide greater stat increases, and you know provide multiple stat increases, but they take away a stat, which is kind of also dangerous, because you know it's like yeah I need life and defense, but if I don't have any skill, I'll never hit anyone. So they're things you can balance. For now, you know, let's have him do logging. More health is always a good thing, and he's already got a lot of defense and power. So he's just harder to kill. And it plays a cool little animation. And you know, it plays a few animations, and you can succeed and fail at these things as well. So yeah, that's you know basically what this is going to be. Raising a monster, setting him out to do things, managing his stats, managing his rest and tiredness. Oh, he's having some issues this time. Oh, he failed this time. Rope broke and he left it. He didn't do a good job. So I punish him? Yes. You gotta be fairly strict with them. Like, I gotta tell them like, don't mess up again. So you can succeed at a mission, fail at a mission, and also like critically succeed at a mission. You can do like super good, you get bonus stats and not necessarily bonus money, but bonus stats at least. And so generally, what it works out to is you can do 3 of these things, and then he has to rest. He can go a bit more, but to keep him healthy, you want to have him do stuff for 3 weeks, rest on the 4th week. And that would be the timer. So